Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video today, I'm just going to talk about some of the books that I got with in the move. These books have been in my family for quite some time. My grandmother owned these books, and so did my grandfather. But since she passed away, I decided to take them with me and just add them to my library. And I'm going to talk about some of these books. An all too well-known author and a book of history that you guys should think about getting or owning for your own personal library. And we'll go ahead and get into it. So this all-popular book, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is the 1980s edition version of this book. I can't recommend this book enough to you guys. I've listened to this book twice, at least on Audible. You can purchase it on Audible or get a copy of it from Amazon. I now have my very own hardcover, which is great. So I'm definitely going to be keeping this on my part of my library for quite some time, unless I decide to pass it on to, I don't know, other family members or my kids, whatever I want to do in the future. But yeah, this is a great book. If you want to learn how to get better at socializing and speaking with people, I highly recommend reading this book and learning the fundamentals of it from Dale Carnegie. So after going through some things and packing up before I moved, I found some other things within the cover of this book. So we have Live Enthusiastically by Dale Carnegie. So these are just little pamphlets, and apply you problem solving, know how to. So I think it's just fundamental works for what she had to do for her job, and so she read these books. Next we have the Carnegie Course in Effective Speaking and Human Relations Course Guide. I believe she used this for her job as well, so this will be interesting to page through. Next book we have is The Quick and Easy Way to Effective Speaking by Dale Carnegie, and revision by Dorothy Carnegie, his wife. So I think this will be interesting to read. I've never heard of this one, aside from his, How to Win Friends and Influence People book. Next we have Public Speaking and Influencing Men in Business by Dale Carnegie. I really think that this plays off of the fundamental principles of how to win friends and influence people. I don't really know for sure. I could be wrong. You guys can leave a comment. Let me know about some of the other books that Dale Carnegie's written over the years. And you guys can let me know what you think if you've read these books. So I think this would be great. I think it would just help me, just be able to present myself a little bit better, even though I do pretty well at pulling off a good presentation, especially my videos. But you never know. There's always more to learn, and so whatever I can do to get better, guys, I'm going to use it to my advantage. So, Public Speaking and Influencing Men in Business by Dale Carnegie. And then this one, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. Showing you how to break the worry habit, teaching you mental attitudes that will lead you to inner security and happiness. So I think this is just all about being yourself, and again, adding in how to just socialize and be a great person to be around. So this will be an interesting one to read through too as well. So again, guys, leave some comments down below if you've read any of these other books by Dale Carnegie. And then lastly, we have this history book, The American Heritage Picture History of World War II. So this book has been in my family for quite some time. I believe my grandfather might have gotten a copy of it. Maybe my grandmother did. I don't know exactly who got this book, but I've seen this around, and I think this is important to have in your library, or at least in your family, just because they aren't teaching this in school anymore. Our schools are not teaching the history of World War II, and if we don't learn about our history, because this actually happened, we are doomed to repeat it. So I'm going to page through here a little bit, just show you a couple pictures and parts of the book, and you get to see a little bit of history of World War II. This won't be the clearest, but this is in Rabaul, Japan. This was an air assault. We were just flying over. This happened in November 1943. Iconic pictures. It's just crazy. So this is in Italy. This happened in Italy. This is when the U.S. was going through the country after Mussolini was, I think, executed or had died, and the country had no rule by him. My uncle, Jack, he talked about this in depth in his journal. He talked about how him and my grandfather actually did a walkthrough with these same troops through the country of Italy. So, great family history right there. And lastly, as a part of some family history, these Boeing B-17 Flying Fortresses, these were the planes that my grandfather, my uncle, great uncle, loaded artillery for, bombs, things like that. They technically were in the Air Force branch, but it was all considered Army back then. It's a different time. But these were the planes that, you know, were part of the fighting forces for the U.S. when we were fighting in Europe against Germany and the Nazis. So, yep, big family history right there. With that, guys, that's it for the video. If you're just finding me on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Hope these books inspire you to get copies of them, listen to them, read them, and learn. So I will see you guys in the next one.